We've nearly finished medical school, but now we have to do our clinical placement at Lego Town's oldest hospital. Our first day is a bit of chaos in the emergency room, so we've got our work cut out for us. So let's get into it though with a closer look at Lego Set 363 Hospital from 1975. Hello and welcome back to Lord Paul's Bricks. So today we're going to have a closer look at Lego Set 363 Hospital from 1975. Remember, if you like this review, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more detailed reviews, feel free to subscribe. And as always, you're always welcome to leave a comment or ask a question. This set has 196 pieces and a massive 7 minifigures with an ambulance. This set is 50 years, yes, 50 years old, and has some nice features about it. And we'll have a closer look at those features as we finish today's build. I found this set on eBay a few years ago, and I was really pleased with the condition of the set, and you're going to see that shortly. All of the unique and special elements that make up this set are there. I don't have the box, but there are original instructions, although they're in pretty poor condition and they've been taped up a bit. The fold-out instruction sheet shows some alternative builds or back-of-the-box builds, which are there, and they're pretty cool little builds. The other block shows some other sets that were available at the time. The house is set 361. That's pretty cool, but the moon landing set 367 is really awesome, and I think I might need to find one of those sets for a future review. So, first up today, we'll have a look at the minifigures, and there are 7 that we have in this set. These minifigures are the original statue type that were featured in sets from 1975 until 1977. The first 3 minifigures that we have are identical, with white leg piece, white torso, and a white cap. These are finished with a single square sticker of a red medical cross for the torso. We also have a similar figure in all white, but is finished with the classic black ponytail hairpiece. The next 3 minifigures are civilians for the hospital, likely patients, and the first with a red torso, black legs, and a black cap. Another is all blue with a red ponytail hairpiece, and the final minifigure is a blue torso, yellow legs, and a red cap. That's a good number of minifigures for this set and adds a massive amount to the playability. The leg pieces of these old minifigures only have standard type studs that connect to the torso, so it gives the option of separating the minifigures if you want to sit them down. If you wanted to hide the studs, you can use a couple of 1x1 tiles on top of the leg pieces as they sit down. And as always, these vintage minifigures, they don't have any printed faces. We might move on to the parts analysis. Given the age of this set, there's quite a list of pieces that are long discontinued, so we'll get into it and make a start and have a look at those. The first unique part is the sticker sheet. And if you see this, it's got 4 large red cross stickers, 7 small red cross stickers, and a red sticker that says hospital in white text. The 24x32 base plate appeared in multiple sets, and what makes this base plate unique to this set is the white dots that act as a little cheat about where you want to put the first bricks in when building the set. This plate also has rounded corners, and each corner is missing a stud compared to base plates introduced soon after that are still used today. Our first rare and discontinued part is this white road sign with no entry pattern, which was introduced in 1969 and was used in 14 sets all the way up until 1986. It then also made a brief appearance in set 6315 in 1988, which was a pack of road signs for your Lego Town. The modified 2x2 brick with 2 wheels, smooth tyres, and metal axle was introduced in 1969 and appeared in 118 sets all the way up until 1978, at which point there was a new design introduced. In this set, we've got both a white and a black piece for those wheels. The 2x2 round corner bricks sometimes referred to as the macaroni piece that are used in this set, are the old style without any inner reinforcing. The original design has an open underside, and that was introduced all the way back in 1955 and was used until 2014 in 204 sets. There are 2 of this early design in this set. The updated design with reinforcement was introduced in 2008. The 1x3 door and frame that were introduced in 1973 appeared in 56 sets up until 1980. The colour combination of this is a red frame with a white door, and there are 4 in this set. This door is not really compatible with the minifigures as they don't actually fit through. The 1x2 window frame with fixed glass was produced from 1965 all the way up until 2003 in about 190 sets. This set has 11 of these windows, and they're all the same. They're all white frames. There was an earlier version of this window with a hole in the top that was first introduced back in 1954. The 2x4 by 1 2/3 windscreen appeared in 39 sets after being introduced in 1974 and discontinued in 1980. If you've seen some of my early reviews, you would have watched a mention of this 1x6 brick with chrome grille and headlight pattern. This set has a similar brick, but the printing is in black. From 1969 to 1978, this design with the black print was used in 22 sets, and with a white brick, it was only used in 17 sets. The white flag on flagpole appeared in a few dozen sets up until 2003 after being introduced in 1972. This flag has a red cross sticker applied to it and it sits on top of the hospital. The final pieces I wanted to mention today are the 1x8x2 and the 1x6x2 arches. Both of these are earlier versions of the same arches that are available today. It's difficult to describe. I put an image there that shows a comparison between the 2 lots of arches, but there has been a subtle change to the radius of each arch from the old design to the new design, and the reinforcement on the underside of the arch has been taken out. So that's it for the parts analysis. So now it's time to start the build. So to start any build, we need the instructions. As I mentioned earlier, these original instructions are in pretty poor condition. The folds have been separated a bit, and the previous owner had taped them up with some cheap tape, which didn't do many favours to it. They're intact enough for us to be able to do the build today. And I've got some better tape, so I'm going to gently fix that and repair that for future prosperity. So what we'll do is we'll start building the white ambulance. The vehicle base is a 8x10 plate. We add on the windscreen, the bricks for the sides, and the roof of the ambulance. The 1x1 tile on the roof, to which we apply one of the small red cross stickers, is attached as an illegal build. In addition to the ambulance, we have a brick-built stretcher. The stretcher is carried by the medical staff by separating the leg piece and the torso and attaching them to each side of the plate. This method works really well given the limitations of the minifigure not having any arms or legs, movable arms or legs. Next, we have a brick-built wheelchair that has a minifigure attached the same way with the patient sitting on it as we talked about earlier. Now that we have the ambulance, stretcher and wheelchair, it's time to start on the main building. The main building is a straightforward build, and we start with the white dots on the base plate. Building around the walls and the ambulance parking and unloading area, add in some windows and doors. We start with the tiles for the driveway, which are the old style, old grey 2x2 tiles. After a final row of bricks, we place the black plates for the roof and build up the first floor. A few windows for this level and another row of bricks and the roof plates. On top of the roof, we have some red and white plates that make up a red cross, And on the main part of the building, we place the flags, which also has a red and white cross on it. Once we've placed the few remaining red bricks along the front that makes up a small fence, drop in the tree, and we have a finished building. I can now place the minifigures and the ambulance in place and check out this set. So let's have a closer look. You can see here the way the minifigures can be used to look like they're carrying the stretcher or pushing the wheelchair. This hospital would be a busy place in your Lego town, but it looks well staffed. There would be plenty of hustle and bustle with the ambulance and people coming and going all day. It's a good set and has some good playability about it. Remember, this was 1975. As I do with all my reviews, I review them in the context of the period for when they were released. This was 1975. The minifigures were the early type and the available brick palette was relatively simple. So, for part selection, I give this set a 3.5 out of 5. It doesn't have much in terms of unique parts, and I think there could have been a bit more effort to broaden the colour palette used for the build. Playability, definitely 4.5 out of 5. For 1975, this is a good set. A hospital building, an ambulance, a massive 7 minifigures. That would have been great to play with as a kid, to play with this set. It would have been nice to have had some features for inside the building, and the rounded corners on the base plate make it a bit weird up against other base plates, but there are ways in which you can fix that quite easily if in your town. Minifigures, 5 out of 5. A massive 7 minifigures makes for a great setup and plenty of play scenarios to be able to put together for this hospital. Building enjoyment, 4.5 out of 5. In addition to the building and the ambulance, there are a few brick-built accessories, and a kid receiving this set is going to love this in 1975. So overall, that's a 17.5 out of 20, which I think is a well-deserved score for this very playable set. A couple of years ago, LEGO released this set, 60330, which is a more modern take on the hospital. It has 13 minifigures, but a massive 816 pieces, and is a much larger building than our classic set that we reviewed today. In 47 years' time, this set might qualify for a review at Lord Paul's Bricks. So let me know what you think of today's review by giving it a like. If you'd like to see more vintage set reviews, remember to subscribe, and as always, feel free to leave a comment. Did you have this set sometime in 1975? Did you have it since 1975? Do you have this set now, or do you want this set? And also, if you've got any questions about my review, this set, or any of the pieces that I've talked about today. So that's all for today. I'm Lord Paul, and this is Lord Paul's Bricks, and bye for now.